Hey guys, this is my newly acquired Mosin-Nagant. Been looking for one of these for the past year or so, and just kind of been waiting for the good deal to come around, and well, I think this is it. I think I got a pretty good deal. This one's an Izhevsk 1943. For anyone who's not familiar with the Mosin-Nagant, and I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, there's a proper Russian way to pronounce it, but most people who speak English just call it a Mosin-Nagant, or a Mosin-Nagant. So if you're not familiar with the Mosin-Nagant, this is a rifle that the Russian Empire develops in 1891. So this is a design goes back to the early days of the smokeless powder. It is one of the first cartridges to use smokeless powder, and I believe it's the longest used cartridge in military history. It's essentially still used to this day, and I'll show you the cartridge in a minute. But yeah, so this is a rifle that originally came out in 1891. And as you can imagine, it's got a lot of history to it, and there's different variants, there's carbines and different lengths, so there's all kind of different models, and I'm not really here to get into that because, there's just way too much to get into. But this is your basic, what they call a 9130. So this one was made in 1943. All the ones that were made after 1930 received a bit of an upgrade. They call them the 9130s. 91 because it was originally designed in 1891, and the 30 because it received some updates in 1930. So this is a 9130. They basically shortened it up a little bit and changed the sights from the original ones. So yeah, this is a 9130, very standard. Obviously they built literally millions of these things, heavily used in World War II. Like I said, this one's most likely been through World War II and East Germany. All the serial numbers I can find do match. If we look on the top of the receiver, you'll see the hammer and sickle. You'll see the 1943R, the year. Underneath that, you'll see the serial number, and it looks like ON9424. And then below that is the Izhevsk logo. That's like the factory where it was built. Yeah, so like I said, the serial number on there matches on the bolt, and on the bottom of the magazine, 9424. The metal butt plate, 9424. So all the serial numbers I found matched. There's no serial number on the stock. I don't know if there ever was originally. I found a few small markings on it, but yeah, speaking of the stock, I thought it was in pretty good shape. It's definitely solid. Some of them you see have some pretty big chunks taken out of them, as you would expect. I mean, these things have been used for many, many years. You can see here there was a repair job done to it. So obviously it broke or cracked there, and someone cut out a piece and fixed it up. The other side looks pretty much perfect. So yeah, this is a bolt action rifle, obviously. It's got a 5-round magazine. Uses the 7.62 by 54R cartridge, which I'll show you in a minute here. It's got your adjustable sights similar to the SKS, except on this one they go out to, I believe, 2,000 meters. Not that I would ever be able to hit anything at 2,000 meters, but that's apparently what that goes to. See, nice brass detail here and at the end, and it's got a hooded front sight on it, which is one of the things they updated in 1930, making it the 9130. It's got the cleaning rod underneath it, and I've got the pouch that would have came with it. Has an oil can and some tools and cleaning part. The rest of the cleaning kit is in here. I didn't get the sling or the bayonet, but like I said, I got a pretty good deal on this one. I saw lots of pictures of it before I bought it, And so I knew it was in pretty good shape, and the price was hard to beat. These things are pretty cheap, like the SKS here in Canada. There's so many of these imported that it's just not rare by any means. These are so common that in the States, I mean, these go for about $130 on average. In Canada, they go for about $175 on average. And that's about what I paid for this one. I paid the average price, but I got to see the condition it was in before I bought it. You know, usually when you buy these online, what happens is the shop basically just gets these things in by the crate. So they might get like a crate filled with like 50 of them. And like I said, it's kind of a crapshoot if you just order one online. You could get one that's in better shape, but most likely you're going to get one that's in worse shape, and you could potentially get one that's in much worse shape. You know, especially as far as the stock goes. You know, this one's in pretty good shape overall. The bore on it is really good, and I haven't shot it yet, but as far as I can tell, mechanically everything seems to be good. The offset on the firing pin and all that stuff looks good. The trigger on it feels surprisingly nice. Actually, the trigger on this is surprisingly light compared to my SKS. And I'm not sure if that's normal for a Mosin-Nagant. Like I said, this is the first one I've ever had, and I haven't shot it yet, so I've never shot a Mosin-Nagant yet. Obviously, when I get this one out, I'll try and get video. But, yeah, the trigger on this is a heck of a lot lighter than the trigger on my SKS. And so that's pretty cool. The bolt comes out, by the way. You just pull the trigger, and the bolt will come out. And, yeah, like I said, 5-round magazine. Fed through the top, you know, either one at a time or with a stripper clip. So this is the ammunition that it shoots. Like I said, it's the 7.62 by 54R. And this is what it looks like. Supposedly it's equivalent to, I say a 30-06, but it's probably somewhere in between a 308 and a 30-06. To be honest, I'm not that familiar with larger rifle rounds. Biggest thing I've got now is an SKS, so this is definitely a step up. 7.62 by 54R. The R stands for rimmed, although some people will tell you that it stands for Russian. I do believe myself that it stands for rimmed and not Russian, as this is a rimmed cartridge. Like I said, this cartridge came out in 1891, and it is still used today. This is the longest military cartridge in use, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, so like I said, this thing loads in the top, and basically just load in like so, and that'll take 5 rounds in the magazine. I'm not going to chamber that because I'm not an idiot. So yeah, that's the 7.62 by 54R, and as you can see, that's quite the substantial round. And yeah, I really like it. So like I said, when I get out to shooting it, I'll definitely try and get a video of that.